According to Statistica.com, the average time someone spends on social media is 144 minutes in a day. In the Philippines, the average use is a lot higher. It's almost 4 hours in a day. It's a long time. With increasing frequency, we are just beginning to understand social media's influence on our mental health and how we interact as a society as a whole. Today I will be discussing how social media plays an unhealthy role for our mental health, how we got to this point, and steps we can take to change the course of this problem. With increasingly amounts of depression and anxiety, social media contributes to a negative view of one's mental health. So according to the Royal Science of Public Health, the RSOP, 4 to 5 young people feel that their anxiety has worsened with the use of social media. Young people develop a compare or despair attitude, which is a sort of comparing their mundane lives to the highlights that social media has, which it projects out into the world. You know, everybody's having a great time. They're on yachts. They're living their best life, whereas you are just looking on your phone. These users typically spend 2 or more hours a day on social media. Instagram has recently, in some countries, taken away the likes number from each person's photo, which felt it was portraying a negative view, and people were comparing their lives to that. The unreal expectations, the pursuit of perfection, so to speak. There's certainly a rise in depression. Social media there's a rise in depression. Over 80,000 people in the UK, according to the RSOP, have reported feeling depressed because of social media. So social media must have some benefit, however, because how it has become so ingrained in our society so quickly. Ironically enough, it has made users more easily to communicate about their mental health issues. 7 in 10 teens report feeling supported through social media when talking about their mental health, which is a good thing, because it allows us to more easily connect and to better understand different cultures, different ideas, and different people. It's increasing in its frequency of use. The Nursing Times says it will be 3 billion in the year 2021, which is a big deal. I mean, that's a very large amount of people, large scope. However, according to The Guardian, it spoke to one of the founders of Facebook, Sean Parker, and he said that Facebook was designed as a sort of dopamine hit, as a way to keep users engaged. That could be contributing to the escalating amounts of people coming into the services of Facebook. So we looked at the ways that social media has its uses in our society, but some things need to be dealt with in order for us to move forward with this new tool that we have. So we just need some small changes, and those small changes come with how users interact with the technology. 71% of users support a pop-up usage warning that you are overusing Facebook or overusing Twitter or Instagram, so you don't spend as much time on their platforms, but rather, you look at it differently. 3 in 10 support a heavy usage cap, which would stipulate that the amount of time spent on social media will be capped, and you won't be able to go back in. You'll be kicked out. 2/3 of users also would support a label if pictures were manipulated, so to speak, so that users can see if it's not real or not. Biggest thing, of course, is that more research needs to be done with social media. I mean, this is still a brand new thing. This has been, jumped into our lives very quickly and has escalated very, very far. So today we've gone over how social media has negatively affected our social health, how we got to this point in our society, and steps we can take to change how we interact with this software. Until some of these usages I mentioned are put in place, it is my belief that the responsibility of interacting with social media successfully falls on the individual. In my experience, I was on social media quite a bit a couple years ago, and I recognized that it was not having a good effect on my mental health, so I pulled back and limited my usage to individual platforms. So yes, I believe that as of this point, it falls on the individual to correct that. Thanks.